What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Leon and Renee Beverly of the Delco Effect. Leon and Renee, welcome to the podcast.
How you doing tonight?
Doing awesome. Thank you for asking me. So talk about the Delco Effect. How did that get started?
It was basically a COVID project that kind of just spun out of control. My wife and I and a friend of ours is sitting around. I bought a candle kit to kind of mess around with. And I just said, wouldn't it be funny if we just put names of Delco things or just Delco isms on the candles? And we had a whiteboard and we just write names down: lemon water ice, black and white shake, up the blue route. And I liked the idea so much, I kind of just ran with it. And after 2 months of convincing my wife that was a pretty good idea, then we launched with an LLC and trademarked the logo and started doing craft shows and posting stuff on social media.
Have you always had a passion for candles?
She's always loved candles. I have loved candles as well too, just burning them. As far as making them, again, just kind of fell into it accidentally and liked the process of it. Very calming and just therapeutic for me, actually. And again, went with it. And I enjoyed doing it. I love the process of it, making the candles, the reaction of the people to the candles, everything. Yeah.
Now, talk about the name, the Delco Effect. I know you said that you named some of the candles, or you used the names of Delco things in the candles. You know, how did you come up with that name, though?
Watching CNN during the presidential election, actually. I can't remember the name of the guy. He was talking about all different areas of the country, and he mentioned just Delaware County and Delco. And he mentioned, watch out for the people from Delco. They're tough. They get you. And I said to her, just have a joke, it was like, this is the effect that Delco has on the country. People know about us. They know about the culture, how we're all like one unit, how wherever you go, you represent Delco, you talk about Delco, you're from Delco from how loud you are and how you speak, the tone of your voice, the accent. And the company just kind of ran with the Delco effect and the effect we have on everything.
That is so cool. That is really neat. It all came from CNN. So if you were watching some other channel, your business could be called something totally different.
Totally different, exactly. Had to have Delco in it, though. Always had Delco in it.
Now, what can people expect when they shop with the Delco Effect?
I would say when they come up to us at craft fairs, they honestly just get the sense of home, their neighbor. Our names of our candles are representative of a personal story that we have, and we try to share that on our website when we describe what the candle name is. And there's always a story that relates us to somebody else, a customer, a family, or a person from Delco. So honestly, when you see us at a craft fair, you're not only getting a product, but you're getting an interaction, a sense of being home. Like Leon said, we can't go anywhere without running into somebody that we know that's from Delco. So it's just, we enjoy it. Both of us come from a history of being in the service industry. So we just automatically have that nature of finding something to relate us to anybody else that we come in contact with. So, and just having things in common and the sense of being born in Delco, raised in Delco, we just have always had that pride. And we like sharing it with anybody that we meet.
Now, you spoke about the different names and how they apply to Delco. How do you come up with the names and saying, well, this scent smells like down the blue route or up the blue route, or, whatever you come up with, how do you apply that name or come up with it to the scent that you're making in the candle?
So we honestly come up with the names first, I would say.
It's a little bit of both. It's some names come first. Sometimes, like, we have a candle called the Main Line. I literally was just putting some scents together and I smelled it and I said, this smells fancy. I had to smell it and I said, we're calling this the Main Line. And
I mean, the scent is called Cashmere, Plum, and Vetiver. That just sounds fancy. So we said, anytime we go to the Main Line, we always feel like we really have a nice night out. So when we put that scent together, we were like, oh, well, that's it. Like sometimes we do just stumble across it. Other times we do actually come up with the name first and then try to see what scent combinations would match that scent. And you'd be surprised how well it works out.
I get a sense from talking to you just now that neither of you really have a boring day. that you keep each other upbeat, entertained, laughing, enthused. Is that really, if people who know you, would that be what they would say about you guys?
100%.
Yes. We are those two that are probably all of our friends too, but us two the loudest. Always talking, just never being quiet.
But always having something to do.
Something to do. We're both very busy just in general. We both work full-time jobs as well too. We have a 2.5-year-old son. We both love our family and friends. We have nieces and nephews that we love hanging out with. It's always just a good time.
Yeah.
Always a good time.
And honestly, like he said, in the beginning, that this really started as a COVID quarantine project, which it did. And, that really hit us hard because we had just had our son and I was in transition with my full-time job. So, we always had something to do on the weekends. There was always a party to go to, a birthday, a holiday, somewhere to be. So for us to have to be home, it was really hard. And so coming up with this project, there's only so many Netflix shows that you can really watch. So it was really something that he started and, like you said, got me on board. And it's just something that we do together. It's a hobby that took off and it's, something that we do between the hours of 9 p.m. and sometimes 2 a.m. But yeah, it's really just, it keeps us busy, but I think it really has triggered our creative side of the brain too.
Being the Yankee Candle of Delco, what do you feel sets the Delco effect apart? From all, candles are candles, right? But it sounds like there's more to what you're making.
It's just the names of the candles. That was when I came up with the idea. It was more of what can I make? We stepped into a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to make it that people want to buy my candle? Like soy wax, people are making soy wax candles. They're doing the non-toxic and phthalate-free and everything. But what can make our candles stand out? And when I went through the ideas, it was just like, you put water on a candle, WODER. Someone's going to just see it and love it. Sunday morning, SUNDEE. No one says Sunday or Monday. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Up the Blue Route, you say, what it is exactly. Down the shore, people don't, where you're going when you're going down the shore. Every name has something different to it. And it's just that passion of Delco and how to put it onto a candle. And when people smell it, just smelling something good that they're going to want to just burn for themselves.
It smells like home.
Yeah.
Honestly, like when people from Delco smell it, like there's so many family members that either have left Delco and have moved away or kids go to college. We've had so many people come up to us and say, I have to buy this and send this to so-and-so. And it's just, honestly, you'd be surprised how many people from Delco now live outside of Delco across the entire country. And yeah, that's what sets us apart is the names and just the meaning behind it. I guess you could say we are the Yankee Candle of Delco. And it's funny because I loved Yankee candles. And after I had our son, I would light one and within 20 to 30 minutes, I would start to get a headache. And it turns out it was because of how they're made. And so Leon said, wouldn't it be great if we had a cleaner version of a candle that was inexpensive, but also had a little bit more meaning behind it. So that's really, I think,
and something she could use.
And something I could actually use. So, that definitely helped. And to keep that was important to me, that I wanted to keep it sustainable and safe and phthalate free and made with, something that is non-toxic. So
we, as a podcast, yes, we focus on Delco businesses and Delco people and Delco stories and things that are going on, but you can listen to a podcast everywhere. And people are going to hear this in California, Idaho, New Mexico, Texas, even New Jersey might hear this too. So what's going to happen is those people that are transplants, as you mentioned, from Delco or want to get that Delco experience, like, I really want to know what Up the Blue Route sounds like, or I really want or smells like, and I really want to know what Wooder smells like. So, you can share this whole Delco effect with everybody. Hopefully you ship these internationally if somebody wants to grab a candle, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Delco effect can be spread all over the world, and you do your part to impact that Delco experience and through the senses, through the way that the candle sets the mood and the smell, and through your sense of humor and purpose through how you label the candles.
Yes, absolutely. It's, I had mentioned something about scent versus sense. And whenever you light a scent or a candle, it brings out a sense of something. So it always kind of reminds you of a memory of anything, like, if
a location, being outside, being at your grandmother's house, going to a friend's house who makes a certain food or a certain drink. Going out to, we have a Delco brunch candle. So if you're out to brunch on a Sunday morning, you have that mimosa smell. So like you said, the scents and the scents.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, we do ship anywhere, but we also offer a local pickup option. So you can do that on our website or email us. And that's the fun part too, is people come to the house and they'll pick them up and they get that interaction that they wouldn't normally get with an e-commerce business.
Now, you mentioned how people can pick them up, how they have access to them. I guess my question is, how do people order them? Do they go to your house directly? Is there a website, an Etsy store, or Instagram? Can they meet you at events? Are there events that you do?
Yes. So we have a website. We started out with just ordering via our email address last year, and we had a lot of inquiries about a website. So I took the time over the Christmas break to, make the website, launched it in the new year. So people can order them online and either have them shipped, or they can choose that local pickup option. And with that, we would just reach out via email or phone number, whatever's provided, and schedule that one-on-one so they can come to the house and pick it up. Because I work full time, but I work remotely. So I'm usually here. And then also too, we do have a lot of craft fairs coming up. This is technically candle season. So we have, this upcoming weekend is Springfield Day on October 2nd that we'll be at. And then next week, we are participating in the Media Fall Festival, where they shut down State Street. So there's going to be a lot of local vendors and restaurants at both of those events. We also go out of state. So on the 15th, Leon's actually going to be at the Apple Scrapple Festival in Delaware, because sure enough, Delaware is like our neighbor. So we have a lot of Delco fans and transplants, I guess you can say, that live out in Delaware now. But we actually are really, really excited for an event that's going to be in December. It launched last year. It's called Tinseltown in Oaks, PA. And we went just as a family, but it's like a walk-through light show. But they have what they call a holiday village, and they invite local vendors to be there. So we will be there December 14th through New Year's Eve. The only night we will not be there is Christmas Day because they are closed. And we'll be there every single night. So we're really excited about that. And then others sprinkled in there too. We do the O'Hara Band Craft Fair. We're hoping to do that again this year. We both went to O'Hara. So that one's really important to us. And what other ones?
Tree Park had the festival village last year as well. So we did that one Sunday.
That's hosted by the Chamber of Commerce.
So those are a few right there. But we have plenty more hopefully on the books coming up soon too, in Ridley Park and other places as well.
If somebody were listening to the podcast and driving and or running, and they wanted to find out, do you have a list or on your social media site, those places or those fairs you're going to be so they can find you?
Yes, we usually try to post them. I'm actually going to be releasing that tomorrow with everything that we have coming up in October. And we usually put it out and reminders too. And usually the craft fairs will provide us with like the social media content to repost to help and drive, engagement for people to go.
This is awesome. I'm excited. I want to go out and buy, a dozen of these candles and, just enjoy all the different scents in each individual room of my house. For you guys, are there inspirations? Who inspires you? Are there places you go to learn more about candle making or just life in general?
YouTube. Everything was on YouTube, and then just honestly experimenting. The first people I was following on YouTube were using a soy paraffin mix, and it just adheres different to the oil. So I was doing things completely not wrong, but just a different way. But at some point you have to just kind of find your own way and see what works for you, as well as use the normal things that work for making candles. heating the wax up, adding the oils to it, stirring it for 2 minutes, then pouring it. Like it's a simple process, but it's a nice, fun process. Again, the science behind it, mixing the oils, the different amounts that you put in there for the different scents you're going to get from the candles as well too. You don't want something being too overpowering or not enough, of the scent as well too. But yeah, mainly YouTube, and then just kind of reading up and following people as well too.
That's so much fun. For both of you, what motivates you? What gets you out of bed every day?
I would say just
life.
Yeah. I mean, knowing that we created something that people not only enjoy, but they keep coming back. So, when we launched this last year, they kept coming back to ask, when are your new scents? What's coming out in this season? And that's really the motivation, is that we didn't expect this to take off as fast and as, strong as it did. And, just the motivation of staying busy and having something that we can do together. It's not just going out to another new restaurant or another bar or watching another TV show. Like, this is something that we can do together, and then hopefully have our son be able to do it with us when he's older. We have nephews and a niece, and they've already loved the process. Yeah. They always want to come over and smell what the new scents are that we're cooking up. So, that's exciting too, to be able to share it with our close family and friends when they ask, like, what's next? What do you guys have coming up?
And I would like to say, for me personally, like, I make all the candles. She does all the design work for the packaging and everything, and the social media. I do all the physical work. It's the reaction of the people when they come to the table at the craft shows. It's the, oh my God, Blizzard of 96. I remember when I was here, I was this.
Yeah.
And then people just laughing at the lemon water ice, being like, well, how'd you come up with that? It's so perfect and hilarious. That's my favorite part, is that reaction of a person who smells it and then looks at the name and then smiles back at me and is like, yeah, this is freaking awesome. That to me motivates me to just keep doing it. And again, I don't sleep very much, so it keeps me motivated when I am tired. Just go a little extra just to know that someone's going to love that candle I'm making for them.
Are you allowed to share some of the scents you're working on, or just give a little sneak peek of what's down the pike?
Everything is actually already available on the website right now. We don't have anything we're working on now, because just with craft show season and all the shows we're in, just don't want to come up with too many new things. We've only been open for a year as of last week, and we already have 23 scents, which is a lot when you're just starting out. But we had so many ideas. We couldn't really keep them under wraps, some of them. So we just kind of kept making them. And then we're taking a pause of making new scents other than the ones we just have out now, probably to the end of the year at least. But yeah, we have Saturdays at Linvilla. We have one that's called Cozy and Chai, as in Chichester. What was the other new one we had?
Gotta have Delco.
That's our coffee scent that took us about 6 months to figure out, to get the right coffee smell we wanted to have, because some were just too chocolatey, some were just too coffee smelling, but we got a great scent for that one finally as well too.
Yeah.
A few Delco questions for you, and you almost answered part of one of them that I would ask. If somebody were to ask you, what is Delco? Describe Delco to somebody. What would you say?
Delco is a unique
culture.
A unique culture, but it's real. I mean, you meet someone from Delco, they will give it to you straight. So that's the best way that we can describe Delco. It's not our accent. I mean, it is, but when you meet someone, it's just, you have that sense of home, and they keep it real,
and Delco being Delco, like she said, being home, you always feel welcome no matter who you're talking to. That person from Delco you're talking to makes you feel like you've known them for years and years. It's just a conversation happens, and it's just hours later, you're like, oh my God, that person was awesome. And that's just how Delco is. It's everybody and everywhere too. It's not just a couple people, it's all of Delco. You're out grabbing supplies for candles, and you have a craving for a cheesesteak. Where are you going? Jim's usually
in Springfield,
but we are partial to Delco steaks as well too, because they opened up by the Charlie's by our house, old Charlie's on in Morton, and they are fantastic as well too. So have you worked out that cheesesteak candle scent yet? not yet.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
It is on the list.
Get out of here! Really?
We are thinking about doing a Whiz Wit candle at some point. So.
See, I did ask. There are things in R&D. I have to ask the right questions, don't I?
Yes, yes.
We haven't started the process yet, but we have a list full of ideas and names.
Yeah, there's a few names we have on the list. Whiz Wit is definitely one of them. What parish you from is another one. Because anybody that you meet and it's like, oh, what parish you from? That is always kind of like categorizes you in Delco in a way.
I can't wait to smell these scents that are applicable to these names. It sounds like so much fun.
Yes.
You've satisfied that cheesesteak craving, and you have to go back out because you forgot a few things, but this time you want to grab pizza. Where are you going?
Oh, what have we been on this?
Fire Pit in Morton.
Yeah, that's
pretty good. Double Deckers, a good one as well too. We get Brothers Pizza is probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Now, somewhere along the way, you need to stop off at a convenience store. Are you stopping off at Wawa or are you stopping off at Royal Farms?
Wawa.
You said that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, is there going to be a fried chicken sent in honor of Royal Farms, or that's not even going to make the list?
If they'll put us in their store, then you never know.
See, that's a Delco answer, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
You have friends or family coming into the area. You want to give them that full Delco experience. Where are you sending them, or where are you taking them?
So if you're coming in the fall season, Linvilla Orchards, hands down, you're going there. I would say if it's springtime, I would send them to probably Rose Tree Park, or in the summer because they always have those awesome concerts down there.
Or just walk around downtown media.
Yeah, that's a year round. Like we go there all the time. Yeah.
Renee, you're the first person we've talked to that has categorized where you're sending them by the season.
Yeah. I guess that's because that's how we release our candles, and it's just embedded in my brain now.
What month are they coming in? Where are we sending them? Who knows, right? Is there anything we haven't talked about on the podcast today? Anything you want to share and let people know about the Delco Effect?
Just that supporting local and small businesses is so important to people like us. I mean, in COVID, we made an effort to make sure that we ordered out not only from a chain restaurant, but from a local restaurant or bar that was serving food so that we could still keep them afloat. Because like we said, we have service history in, service industry history. And I think that that's really important, but also like shopping local. There's more care and love that goes into the products than a generic store. So, and
I was going to say too, just knowing that people knowing that we love what we do and we do it with passion. We do it because we love it. We do it because we believe in it. We do it because we think it's a good product. We would buy it ourselves if we weren't selling it. And I put every ounce of love I can into making those candles when I make them. And she puts every ounce of love into making the labels and the designs. And then again, the names are just the best part about coming up with the ideas of the names for the candles and the scents.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are awesome. If people want to find your website, what would that be?
TheDelcoEffect.com.
How about on social media? Where would they find you? What's the name of that?
The Delco Effect, but the handle on the Delco Effect actually has a 3 instead of an E in the word Delco. And that is a tribute to our son, Trey. So.
See, there's always something. There's a little nuance. There's a little bit of something in everything that you guys do. I love the way you think those things through.
Thank you.
I am so grateful that we had a chance to speak and get to know the Delco Effect better. Thank you for being a friend of What's Happening Delco. If there's anything we can ever do to help you, and listen, if you're looking for that candle that says or screams Delco about your personality or about what you want to say, then you need to check out the Delco Effect. Find them on the web, find them on socials. Go to one of the many events that they discussed and mentioned in the podcast. Go see them. You're going to fall in love with this couple, Leon and Renee Beverly. They are just tremendous. And I want to invite you guys over for dinner, bring all the candles, and then we'll just talk Delco for the whole evening.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. We love what you're doing.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you.